what is the #1 casserole dish you take to your church kin when they are sick or they've had a baby? That's right, chicken tetrazzini! Yeah! But, hold on, we don't eat chicken anymore, do we? What do? We make soy curl tetrazzini. I've made it, oh yes, you're welcome. Ooh, ooh. It's been so long since I made chicken tetrazzini, I had to Google and find out what goes in it. The #1 tetrazzini recipe comes from Food Network, and it comes from Giada. I got a lot of cleavage. What's her face? You know who I'm talking about? I was surprised at how fattening that recipe really is. I mean, Giada got a lot of cleavage, like fries up the chicken in olive oil, and then she puts a ton of butter and some cream in the sauce, and it is like really, really fattening. And I'm thinking, you know what? Today, it would be an insult to send something so fattening to a friend in need. You know what I'm saying? I would not do that to you. If you were ill, or you were having a baby, you just had a baby, or you're down and you need some help in the kitchen, I would not send you that kind of tetrazzini. But I would send you my kind of tetrazzini. A delicious tetrazzini. You know what I'm saying? I tried to get this as low fat as I possibly could. So there's no oil, there's no cream, there's no milk, or non-dairy milk, of course. The sauce is made with cauliflower, and there is a little fat. It's not fat-free. I can't call it fat-free because I used walnuts and raw cashews, and not like raw cashews, but just not roasted cashews. And so I had just a little bit of that to add to my cauliflower sauce, and that's it. I mean, everything else is whatever already exists in the food. I did not add any more. Yeah, you're welcome. Let's get started putting this together. Now, you know me, or maybe you don't. All the ingredients are going to be listed at the end of this video, and they're also listed in the video description below, okay? So let's get started. Okay, let's get our pasta pot ready, and you're going to go ahead and cook 1 pound of pasta according to the directions on the package. And then you want to rehydrate an 8-ounce bag of soy curls, and I just used plain water this time because I knew there was going to be other stuff going on. And then I'm going to get my sauce ready, which is frozen cauliflower, some water, the Better Than bouillon, no chicken base, some spices, and walnuts, and non-roasted cashews. And I'm going to put that on the burner at medium heat and let that come to a simmer. Then my onions and mushrooms and garlic, I'm going to water saute until the onions are translucent, okay? And keep an eye on that. If you run out of water, if you've never water sauteed before, you want to start out with a couple of tablespoons of water, and just watch it to make sure your pan doesn't get dry. And then here's some of my cauliflower just boiling away. Kind of lost track there. And I don't mean for it to come to a rolling boil like this, but just let it go like that for 5 minutes, long enough to, cook the cauliflower tender and soften up those cashews. Okay, when your cauliflower and everything is cooked through, and it's okay if it's not, because you're going to put it all in a blender, and you're going to blend it up into a nice smooth sauce. And of course, I like my Vitamix. You got a Vitamix? Oh, I love that thing. They're awesome. Okay, and then you just put that set that on medium-high and just blend that until it's smooth, which only takes about maybe 20-30 seconds. This is my favorite sauce. You can turn this into an Alfredo sauce or anything. It could be any kind of pasta sauce, or use it for a gravy. Now see, it's not super thick. It's still got a little run to it, but it is the perfect consistency for our pasta. Okay, back at the onions and mushrooms, we're going to throw in our rehydrated soy curls, which I drained off. I didn't squeeze dry, I just drained them off. Then I added my frozen green peas. This is the time you want to season it. So I put in the thyme, and you didn't see me, and I don't think I added it in the recipe at the end. If you want to, you can salt and pepper it right here, or salt and pepper it when you're ready to eat it. That's completely up to you. Okay, and then what I did is I put the lid on the soy curls and let that steam for a little while. I added a little bit more water just to make sure my pan wasn't gonna dry out, and then I put the lid back on it. While my pasta is boiling, the soy curls are steaming in the wok, and the time it took to cook the pasta is the perfect amount of time to tenderize the soy curls with everything else. Here I'm making the breadcrumbs that go on top, and I just used a stale heel of a French bread, which probably made about 3 or 4 cups. And then I've added hulled hemp seeds and salt and parsley and some nooch, which is nutritional yeast. There are just a few appliances in my kitchen that have earned their place, their permanent place on my counter. My Vitamix, my Instapot, and my Breville all-in-one. This baby is awesome. It has all my food processing needs. You see there? It's got the motor of an immersion blender that sits right on top of the food processor pitcher. Yeah. It has an S-blade, it has grating blades, you can mandolin stuff, you can feed stuff to the top, you can mash potatoes, you have an immersion blender wand, you have a mashed potato wand, it even has a whisk on it. It has everything you need to process any kind of food. I love my Breville all-in-one. Okay, so you just remove the motor off the top, and look at there, within less than a minute, I had these beautiful breadcrumbs ready to go. Yummy. Soft, fluffy. Now, this made more breadcrumbs than I actually needed, so I had about a cup of breadcrumbs left over that I did not put on my casserole dish, and I ended up putting those in the freezer. I'm going to save those for later. Okay, here's the soy curls and the peas and the onions and mushrooms, looking beautiful and smelling great. I've got the pasta, the drained pasta I'm pouring on right over the top. And no, I didn't use all my pasta because Maggie doesn't like things like this, so I just saved back some pasta for her. Okay, and then I just poured all of that creamy cauliflower sauce over the top and just carefully mixed this in the pan. Okay, and then just move this to your casserole dish, which is my 13 by 9. No, I did not grease it. You do not need to oil the pan. It's totally okay. Nothing will stick. And then just cover this with those delicious fresh breadcrumbs. Now I put about a teaspoon of salt in my breadcrumbs, which kind of made it a tinge bit salty, but everybody seemed to be okay with it because there wasn't a lot of salt in my pasta. And then I popped that in a 350-degree oven and baked it for 30 minutes. And voila, look at there. Nice and toasty. Oh my gosh, this stuff was so good. It was good the first time we ate it, but I'll tell you, and you'll probably completely agree, most things are better the next day. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I liked it more, we all liked it more the next day for lunch and again for dinner. We did not grow tired of eating this. This is really good, and it was so nice and creamy the first time out of the pan, and then the next day the sauce just got thicker, and it was really easy to just cut big chunks of it out of the casserole dish. Look at that. Oh my gosh, so good. I cannot wait for you guys to try this and let me know what you think. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have fun and eat healthy. Bye.